Welcome to the deep dive. We're jumping straight into a really significant day for AI, October 23rd, 2025. Just a huge amount happened.
Yeah, it felt like everyone played their cards at once. So our job today is to cut through the noise for you, really distill it down. We see three main battlegrounds emerging.
Okay, what are they?
First, this almost unbelievable investment in the compute arms race. Second, the fight to control your computer, your OS, through these new AI agents. And third, something maybe quieter, the rise of highly specialized AI models winning in specific areas.
And what's striking, looking at all of it together, is how AI is shifting, isn't it? It's moving past being just a feature.
Exactly. It's becoming fundamental infrastructure, like the core logic for big companies, even governments.
Right. So let's start with that foundation, the compute power. The investment needed just to play in the big leagues of AI now.
Yeah.
It's astronomical.
It really is. We're talking industrial scale. The big headline grabber was Anthropic and Google Cloud.
Ah, yeah, the TPU deal?
That's the one. Anthropic gets access to up to, wait for it, 1 million TPUs. Tensor Processing Units. It's a multi-year thing, tens of billions of dollars.
Oh, a million.
And the impact. It adds over 1 gigawatt of AI computing capacity just from this deal, expected by 2026.
Okay, 1 gigawatt. Put that in perspective for us. It sounds huge.
It is. Think roughly enough power for a city, maybe close to 1 million homes. And that's just one company's expansion.
So what does locking up that much Google hardware really mean?
Well, first, it reinforces this idea of a compute oligopoly. Only a few players can operate at this scale. And second, it's a huge win for Google. It validates their TPU system as a real alternative to, well, NVIDIA, obviously.
And for Anthropic.
For them, it's survival almost. Guaranteed access to that kind of power for years is essential for training whatever comes after Claude. You need that resource security just to stay competitive.
Okay, so Anthropic's move was big. But then there's the Stargate project, OpenAI, Oracle, SoftBank. The scale there seems even more immense.
Oh, absolutely staggering. They announced 5 new U.S. data center sites just this week. Texas gets 2, then New Mexico, Ohio, Wisconsin.
And the power for those.
Just those 5 sites are planned for nearly 7 gigawatts.
7 gigawatts.
Yeah, and it pushes the total planned Stargate investment over $400 billion now. The goal they've stated is a 10-gigawatt AI network across the U.S. by the end of 2025.
10 gigawatts. That's like a major national power grid just for AI.
Pretty much. It fundamentally links digital power with energy strategy.
Which, of course, brings up the energy and sustainability question. That kind of demand is enormous. Did we see anything addressing that?
We did, actually, and it shows how intertwined this all is. NVIDIA's venture arm put a big chunk of money, $350 million Series E, into Redwood Materials.
Redwood.
Right.
They do battery recycling, right?
Yeah.
Former Tesla CTO.
That's them. And the specific goal here is developing systems to take used EV batteries, the ones maybe not quite good enough for cars anymore, and repurpose them as power storage for AI data centers.
Huh. So closing the loop. Using old batteries to power the new AI infrastructure.
Exactly. It connects the chip giants' needs directly to finding more sustainable, or at least circular, energy solutions. It's becoming a core part of the hardware problem.
Okay, fascinating link there. Let's pivot now.
Yeah.
From the physical hardware, the gigawatts, to the software layer. The agent wars.
Right. If compute is the engine, the interface is where you actually drive the car. We're moving beyond just chatbots.
Yeah, it's about letting the AI actually do things on your devices, control the environment.
And owning that interface, that context-aware layer between you and your digital life, that seems to be the new critical frontier. OpenAI made a really big move here.
The acquisition.
Yeah, their first major public one. They bought Software Applications Incorporated. They're the startup behind Sky, that Mac AI interface.
Okay, Sky on Mac. So the strategy is pretty clear then.
Absolutely. Integrate Sky's deep macOS abilities directly into ChatGPT. Get it out of just the browser tab or the app window.
Embed it deeper into how you actually use the computer.
And right alongside that, OpenAI launched ChatGPT Atlas, their own desktop browser, but built around AI.
An AI browser, what does that mean exactly?
It's designed to blend normal web browsing with proactive AI help, live assistants, built-in privacy stuff. They're not just building the assistant, they're trying to build the whole environment for the assistant.
Okay, OpenAI going hard on product integration. What's Microsoft's response? They can't be standing still.
No way. They countered pretty strongly 2 main things. First, they introduced Miko.
Miko.
Yeah, it's this animated kind of blobby AI avatar for Copilot, rolling out in the US, UK, Canada first.
An animated blob Are we talking Clippy vibes? Is the goal really engagement and trust with that?
Huh, maybe a little Clippy-esque. But
Mm.
yeah, the bet is that giving the agent a sort of persistent, maybe friendly face will get people interacting more, trusting it more. It's a gamble on humanizing it.
Okay, Miko, what was the second thing?
More significantly, I think, they pushed the Edge browser further into being an AI browser with Copilot mode.
Right, I saw that with actions and journeys.
Exactly. Those are the key bits. It lets the AI actually see what's in your open tabs, reason across them, and then do complex things for you, like multi-step tasks, booking trips, comparing info from different sites.
So it's not just fetching information anymore. It's performing actions across the web based on your context. That's a big step.
It really is. It fundamentally changes what a browser is for. And this is where you see the strategic split, right?
How so?
OpenAI is buying interfaces like Sky, building their own products like Atlas. It feels very product-focused, aiming to own the end-to-end experience.
Or as Google.
Google's playing the platform game. They released the Gemini 2.5 computer use model through an API.
Ah, so they're giving the engine to developers.
Exactly. Here's the powerful tool. You go build your own specific UI agents with it. It's kind of like the Android versus iOS playbook, but for AI agents. Google provides the OS engine, the market builds the app scars.
While OpenAI builds the integrated, maybe premium car itself.
Precisely. And you see the open source world responding too. Meta and Hugging Face launched the OpenM Hub,
What's that for?
standardizing the environments for training and testing these AI agents. It's infrastructure for the open models, trying to address a bottleneck so they can compete on this new agent battlefield. Everyone sees that controlling the interface is critical now.
Okay, that makes sense.
Hmm.
Let's move to our third theme, specialized AI. For a while, it felt like the race was just about who had the biggest general model. But now
Now we're seeing that specialized, focused AI is starting to really outperform the big guys in certain important areas. Expertise is making a comeback.
give us an example.
The clearest one this week came from legal tech. An Australian startup, Isaacus, launched their Canon 2 embedder.
An embedder model, so for understanding and retrieving legal text.
Exactly. And it topped the massive legal embedding benchmark, MLEB. That's the standard test for this stuff.
Topped it by how much?
Significantly. 9% higher accuracy than similar models from OpenAI and Google, and it was 30% faster.
9% higher accuracy in law. That's not trivial.
Not at all. In high-stakes legal work, that accuracy difference could be huge. It really suggests that for complex professional domains, specialized training on curated data can beat raw scale.
So domain expertise matters more than just size for certain jobs. Are we seeing this beyond text, like in visual or creative areas?
Definitely. Especially the shift from 2D image generation to 3D. ByteDance released Seed 3D 1.0.
Okay, seen 3D.
It's a 1.5 billion parameter model, but the key thing is it generates high-quality, simulation-ready 3D assets from just a single image.
Simulation ready, what does that imply?
It means they're not just static 3D pictures. They have the proper geometry, textures, material data, everything needed to drop them straight into a game engine or a physics simulation and have them work realistically.
Gotcha. And we saw partnerships forming around this too, right?
Yeah, Stability AI and Electronic Arts EA announced a partnership. They're co-developing generative AI specifically for game development.
Focused on what exactly?
Things like creating super realistic PBR materials, physically based rendering, making digital stuff look and react to light like real materials, and also pre-visualizing 3D game environments much faster.
And any other quick examples of specialized wins?
Yeah, two more worth mentioning briefly. One in science, a deep learning model showed serious promise in speeding up drug discovery, predicting useful compounds directly from biological data, potentially saving years.
Huge potential impact there.
And the other in coding. China's Kuaishou released a model called KT Coder Pro V1. It reportedly hit a 73.4% success rate on a tough coding benchmark, SWE Bench verified, apparently beating published scores for GPT-5 and Claude Sonnet 4.
Wow. Okay, so specialization is definitely a major trend to watch. Finally, let's talk policy and governance. The tech is moving fast. How are regulators keeping up?
Well, the EU is definitely trying to lead the way. The EU AI office started rolling out the actual enforcement of the AI Act provisions, specifically for general-purpose AI.
So the rules are becoming real now.
They are. But it's interesting, they're doing regulation and trying to boost access. They expanded their AI Factories Antennas network. It's now 19 sites across 16 countries.
AI factories, antennas. What's the goal there?
To give more researchers and businesses across Europe access to AI supercomputing resources,
Yeah.
sort of democratizing the power we talked about earlier, they also launched Compass AI.
Compass AI.
Yeah, an initiative focused on using AI safely and effectively in healthcare. Things like improving cancer care, helping remote areas. So it's regulation plus proactive, socially focused application.
Okay, that's the EU approach. What about elsewhere, like Asia?
Different strategies. India, for instance, proposed mandatory labeling for AI-generated content. They're amending their IT rules.
Why labeling? What's the driving concern there?
Primarily combating misinformation and deepfakes at scale. In a huge dynamic online environment like India's, they see clear labels as a key defense to maintain trust, especially ahead of elections or major events.
Makes sense. And South Korea. I saw OpenAI released a blueprint for them.
Yeah, an economic blueprint. It recommended a dual-track strategy for South Korea. Basically, build your own sovereign AI capabilities, your own models on local data,
What?
while also continuing to leverage global partnerships and technologies, like the big cloud providers, track 2.
So build local, but use global. A bit of a balancing act.
It absolutely is. Almost every country wants sovereign control, but the resources needed often require those global links. The blueprint just acknowledges that reality.
And finally, on the safety front, particularly for younger users.
OpenAI detailed some new safeguards for minors. They're building an age detection system for ChatGPT. And critically, restricting the AI from engaging in things like flirtation or discussions about self-harm with users identified as under 18.
A necessary step, given the reach of these tools.
Definitely. Acknowledging the responsibility that comes with providing such powerful general AI, especially to kids.
Okay, so let's try to wrap this huge day up. We saw these massive gigawatt-level infrastructure deals, a really sharp pivot to fighting over the AI agent interface controlling the OS, essentially.
Yeah.
And clear evidence that specialized AI is winning in key areas like law and coding.
Yeah, those are the big 3 takeaways. Which leads to maybe a final thought for you to consider. If the main battle now is shifting to controlling that user interface, that workflow, the skies and the co-pilot modes, should we be more focused on who builds the smartest agent? Or should we be more concerned about who figures out how to manage and pay for the absolutely massive 10 gigawatt energy footprint needed to run it all sustainably?
Is the energy constraint becoming the ultimate bottleneck, overriding the software race?
It's looking increasingly like the physical reality of power and resources might dictate the pace and direction as much as the algorithms themselves. That energy cost is enormous.
A really crucial question, tying the infrastructure back to the applications. Okay, lots to think about there. We definitely encourage you to dig into the sources behind today's discussion. Thanks for diving deep with us.
Catch you next time.